So we got Esai Morales right here.
I was like, all right, I know what you want to hear. Richie! The Bob's craziness, you know.
Dude.
Boney Maroney, these shit kickers, you know, or whatever. That's our dad's name, man. You can't just cut it in half. And I was like, and I was talking about these dogs, and I was just going into my character. First role was a
Mexican?
Jumping bean.
No way.
Hey, what a racist teacher, though, bro.
And I didn't have my father around me growing up, and that was always a hole in my life. I'm blessed. Hey, I'm not selling out or selling my soul to get success. In La Jolla, I sparred with them.
Did you?
Years ago. Next thing you know, like he's like this, and I feel like wait, my gloves are here, my face is here, and I'm getting hit here. I was given stuff. I thought I was doing the right thing, and later on I found out, that's propaganda. You want not worship any politician, none of them.
No. What's up, everybody? And thank you for hanging out again. What episode is this, Fabian?
60.
Episode 60. All right, guys. Another Willie Barcena is dropping. We got the usual suspects like Fabian.
What's up?
And Robert Zapata.
Stop.
Got his new haircut. And then we got the guest today is an old friend, because we've been friends for a long time, man. And one thing about you, bro, you know, and the way we get along is you're just a down-to-earth guy. So we got Esai Morales right here, man. What's up, bro?
I'm pissed off. You know I don't want to be here. If the judge didn't say I had to be here, you know I wouldn't.
That's right. He's doing community service.
Community service. No, man, it's good to be here, but you know I haven't been doing these for a while.
I know. Listen, bro. I know
podcasts are like dangerous territory. I get too real, and then next thing you know, you say something, and they're gonna hate on you.
Because listen, bro. You know,
no matter what you do,
you're an opinionated dude. You know, and a lot of actors are opinionated. You know, and I understand people that say, hey, you're an actor, stay in your lane. But what the hell? You're still part of the fabric that makes America.
We're still taxpayers, right?
Yeah. It's not like, hey, dummy, just read your lines and be a robot. But I know that there's things that you're, you know, you keep a lot of things close to the vest too, bro. I know that because you have your opinions, but at the same time,
it could get crazy.
Yeah. But listen, man, before we even get to any of that, and I don't even know if we are going to get into any of that.
Now let's do it. No, I want to talk about it right now. Right? Like,
no,
sounds like an old movie I did. Remember, Richie? I don't want to talk about it. No, we're going to talk about it.
See, I didn't want to bring up. I wanted to do the whole interview without even talking about that movie, which you should have won an Oscar for, bro. And I'm sure a lot of people have told you that. Right? I mean, I'm not the first to say it, bro. You should have won an Oscar for that role, man. You know,
beautiful coming from you,
bro. That role is so iconic, man. I can't like go through Instagram or TikTok without seeing a meme with your face and having a Bible quote. You know,
my favorite one. I have to be honest with.
I know which one it is. Can I guess?
Yeah.
It won't be my first. It won't be my last. Or so like, what they go?
That's one of the most popular ones.
Yeah.
But I feel most honored when people see that picture of me in the motorcycle and they go, no matter how cool you are or somebody is, he'll never be as cool as Bob in the opening credits. I was like, really, man?
Dude,
nice.
It was, bro. But you're acting, man, because that movie was so powerful, and I don't know how you feel about it because I mean, it's so iconic. The movie, you know, the music, the story, everything was so great. Do you feel like some of that movie was so amazing that it overshadows some of your work that you did, like Bad Boy? I thought Bad Boys was remember that one, Robert? Bad Boys with Sean Penn.
With Sean Penn,
the OG Bad Boy.
Yeah, bro. It's back in the day.
I was young.
Yeah, you're a youngster, dude.
Yeah.
And then you've done a bunch of stuff. You lately you're Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. But to me,
Ozark actually was a big shot in the arm for me as a career. You know, the irony is that while I'm a Latino, I'm an honorary Chicano.
Oh, I know, bro.
You know that.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
very proud of that. But I've seen grown homies almost cry when they go, "You're not Mexican!" Like, holy, like the mind, that mind blowing.
Yeah.
You
They're
know?
like, what? Esai Morales?
Yeah. But you know what I say to them? I said, listen, I would like to be treated by my Mexican American brothers and sisters the way Anthony Quinn, who was half Mexican and Irish,
Yeah.
was treated by
Yeah.
the
He's from Chihuahua, Anthony Quinn.
That's right. But
Yeah.
by the Greek community, they loved him like their own.
Like their own. No. Well, I know the bro.
He did him justice, though.
Yeah.
So to me, it's an honor from people to not know. Even in Puerto Rico, where my family's from, they go, "Oh, so they don't all know I'm Puerto Rican."
No, I've had friends. We've talked about some things you've done, right? And they're like, "Oh yeah, he's Puerto Rican," and they're like, "He's Puerto Rican? No, he's Mexican." Like
That's like that pasty Connie sauce. New York City, get the rope.
Get a rope. Get a rope.
Yeah, right.
hey, brother, man, you really are like there's level of comedians that I'm always fascinated, right? I see a comedian like a Dave Chappelle. To me, is somebody that like, oh man, how did he get that deep? How did he find the funny in that? Him, Louis C.K., Bill Burr, the guys that get deep, right? And I'm always like trying to challenge
Chris
myself.
Rock,
Chris Rock, yeah, bro. I try to challenge myself when I'm writing a topic. But for you, bro, your acting is you're real deep, bro. You're like when you get into your roles.
All right, I'll come back and do another one of these.
No, bro.
I needed this today. It wasn't always a great day, but today, thank you.
No,
Thank you, Willie. It means a lot to me that you're saying that, and I'm kind of humbled by it. I'm a little embarrassed because as much as I love it, I kind of like, I don't always take compliments well because I feel like I get all that shucks.
Dude, you're a badass, dude. Hey, so listen, I want people to know things about you that they normally don't hear. Like,
but there's a reason they normally don't hear.
What's that?
There's a reason they don't normally hear it.
I want to know how did you
put yourself out there?
No, how did you get
much.
into acting, bro? Like, were you one of those guys that always knew he was gonna be an actor? You were in elementary school in the plays and that kind of thing?
I did. You know what? When I was in the first grade, we had theater games, and it was fun because I think I might have mentioned this before in another show of yours. The irony in the Bronx, in New York City, when I never even met a Mexican before. My first role was a Mexican jumping bean.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man,
I was like jumping around like a
Mexican jumping.
I could have been a tree, I could have been the rock, but I played the Mexican jumping bean. And little would I know that the greatest roles in my life, would be mostly.
Hey, what a racist teacher though, bro. Okay, Esai, you're gonna be the jumping bean, the Mexican jumping bean. Kathy, you're gonna be a carrot.
No, but I loved it, man.
So
when I was a kid, I have very vivid imagination, right? I'm an only child, from a broken home. My mom and pops were never married, and they separated when I was 2 years old. So, and I didn't have my father around me growing up, and that was always a hole in my life.
No.
Yeah. So, when I played Bob, it was half the real Bob Morales, powered by, as they say, my real father, who's a very powerful and very. There's a lion in there.
Did he abandon the family, or was there a breakup?
There was, man. My mother, she was little, but she fought back hard, bro. And those were the days,
right? Yeah.
Where it was violent. And matter of fact, I think compared to today, violence, even your parents would tell you, how the stereotype, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you, that kind of thing. But they would tell you, hey, all those kids that don't get their asses kicked, they end up in the street or in jail or dead.
Yeah.
No,
we were raised with that.
Yeah, we were raised with that, right? Now today you hurt some kid's feelings, you're looking at CPS, protective services. And it's like, we're like, when a kid's going to learn that you got to earn your way through life.
So are you saying those ass whoopings you got from your mom when you were a kid, they were merit?
I hate to say it, dude.
They were
Not at
deserving?
the time. I was like, me. I was like the Brady Bunch kids. Like, go to your room. I thought that's what I should have gotten. And it was like, whoosh, backhand to the mouth, bro.
right.
And you never dreamed of like saying "f you" or striking back or doing anything like that. And today, you watch these kids on TV, especially like Cartman does. I do what I want. Remember that in South Park?
Yeah.
Like the Cash Me Outside girl. I mean, like, oh my God, dude, that would have never lasted in our day, bro.
No, there was a lot of fear involved.
But
I know
there
in
was
the parenting.
respect, fear out of respect. There's
Fear.
a good fear, you know.
Right.
There's a place for it. And while I could never imagine striking my child, who I adore to pieces, I reserve the right. I tell her, hey, don't ever get it twisted with me, because they will push.
Right.
They push, and they see other kids getting away with murder, and I'm like, no, sorry. These aren't the parents. And if I catch you talking to your mother like that, you're going to hear it from me. You know, it's
Well, you got a teenager, bro.
Early.
She's in the beginning stages.
But you got to-
Good luck, bro.
I know. And you know what? Sometimes you got to let them blow off steam, obviously. You don't want to control their lives. But I'll tell her, I said, you know what? Okay, you can push back. But pick your fights.
Right.
Don't think you're gonna just I'm gonna let it slide every time. You have to, you know, you've got to teach children that what they're getting, they're not entitled to. They're entitled to a degree of it, but we give more.
No, I know.
Because that's how we show love, you know. Like we want them to have what we didn't have, and you know what? Sometimes it ruins them.
Yeah, sometimes we do a little too much.
Well, they don't know.
Yeah, Fabian.
No, but no, you got the kids, man. I love
you're talking about like
Your kids
like super
working
rich
with you.
kids, right?
Yeah, rich kids.
Just
Everyone
entitled.
rich, man.
Or coddled, kids.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people thought I was rich
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
'Cause you're working dad,
Because my dad was on TV, you know? But like they didn't know he's like a working comic, you know what I
working
mean?
comedian, working class.
But all of us, I'm not as rich as everybody thinks, right? But I'm doing better than 90% of the average Joes out there. So I'm blessed. But I
Right.
don't got Tom Cruise money.
Right.
There's a difference, and but I'm okay with that as long as I have respect and that I'm happy doing what I'm doing. That I know that, hey, I'm not selling out or selling my soul to get success.
I had this discussion, man, with Emilio Rivera. I just talked to him, sweet soul, bro.
Oh, he's
So
the best.
actually, just talked to him
Emilio's for real.
about a week ago, and we were talking, and because he started comedy with us.
Oh, yeah.
And then he quit. He says, fuck this, I'm gonna go to acting.
No, comedy ain't easy.
It's
bro,
not easy,
man.
bro. It's a rough gig.
It is rough.
But one thing that I told him and that I respected him was that he searched for the art of acting. Like he really searched for the art. Whereas you can tell the difference in an artist when they search for art or they're searching for fame.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Fame, the funny thing is that fame is a double-edged sword. When you get it, you're like, oh man. Because then, like as much as I respect certain people, they can't go to the bathroom without a team of security around them.
Yeah,
they can't just go walking. They can't blend into a crowd because you become that thing and that messes with you.
Right.
You're no longer the same. And I like my level of fame. And then like, wait, are you still in movies? It keeps you humble, number one. Number two, why? Why do we do it? And somebody said, somebody asked me, I was doing an interview, and one of the questions was, what would you tell young actors today? I'm like, you've gotten that a million times, and I don't want to say the same thing over and over and over again.
What would you tell a young actor?
Okay, now that we're here, right? No, but just find what is unique about themselves and find a way to incorporate that into their work,
Right.
to put their perspective in things. But one of the things I said the reason I'm talking about it now is I said something about the reasons and handle, the business. Like don't let it mess with your head, because the reason you want to become an actor in the beginning should change
Really?
after you become one. Because most people,
Want to be famous?
yeah, And why do you want to be famous? Let's think about, what does fame mean? Fame
When you're lonely, you didn't get hugs from your parents, so you're trying to look outside of what your
dead
family
on
was.
the point. You want to be loved, bro.
Yeah.
You want to be loved,
Acceptance, you're looking
accepted
for-
unconditionally. And I got a taste of that when I was a kid, and I did a play in school in the 5th grade, and we did The Sound of Music.
Okay.
And the 3 older kids puppeteered the 3 younger kids. In the movie, they all puppeteered.
Right.
But I remember watching Dick Van Dyke, God bless him, he's still alive and still acting, and it's amazing. And he did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, or some movie where he played, God, I forgot the name of the movie, but he played a puppet.
Yeah.
And it was so believable that he was like a marionette. And like, so I did that and I killed it. And then I would walk in the school.
You're the stud.
No.
No?
The thugs were like, "Yo, puppet man."
Really?
I was like, "Oh, okay." Homie was trying to beat me up last week. Now he's trying to blow me up. You know what I mean? I was like, "Okay, I like this. I like it. I
Right.
like the attention. I like the acceptance." You know, but it does have its dark side. It does have its bad side. You don't know if people really care about you, or they're just trying to be friends with a famous person.
Right,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
then
yeah.
you're like, okay, I get it. I'm a thing. Like,
I'm a thing.
yeah, no, I'm that guy.
You're
In
a
other
product. You're just.
You're a product, and not only that, what you are to each person is different in a way, depending on who's viewing you. Right? It's like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Fame is like, I'm not me to them. I am who they believe I am.
Right.
Having grown up and watched, and I've been that guy. I remember running into celebrities and going, "Oh my God, I met Al Pacino, when I was a 14-year-old kid in high school." I'm like, I saw him coming, I couldn't believe it. So I went to a store faking like, when you walk by, I'm like, "You're Al Pacino," like a little dork. Right?
Did you say that?
Yeah.
And what did he say? What was
He goes, "I know that."
He said that?
Now looking back, I go, but I also look back at people who say, "Oh my God, I don't want to bother you." I'm like, no, I get it. It's okay. As long as people are respectful when they approach you.
Yeah.
As long as they're vibing you out to see, is he receptive or does he need to be alone? Because sometimes you're not working. Sometimes you're dealing with some things that are really like, and you need to just kind of
Real life issues.
And then somebody's like, hey, and they pull on your arm or something. "Yo, come here.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Can I have a life too? Like, hang on. I didn't come out to be like pulled and say, "Hey, say hi to my girlfriend," or "My girl's in love with you," or whatever it is.
Right,
Like, "Oh, my
right.
mom loves you." Like, and it's like, okay, yeah, hi. You try to be nice, but then there are times where people lose themselves a little bit. They get a little excited. And then when you say no, they go, "Psst, who do you think you are?" And then they get hurt. They get seriously butthurt.
Right.
And then they get rude. And at that point, you're like, keep your calm, because it's like, man, I didn't mess with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I can't be your fantasy of who I am. Just give me can I have a life? And I try to be nice, but some people, they can't deal with like not getting what.
With their picture.
Yeah, they say don't meet your heroes.
Right,
you
right.
know?
Yeah.
Because more often than not, you'll be disappointed. They're just human beings,
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're at Willie's Dropping. Okay, every Wednesday night. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit the little buttons for notifications. Jeez Louise, fucking high as a kite right now. Later.
Yeah.
Issues too.
So you think would you say most artists, comedians, singers, anybody that wants to be in front of a crowd, right? You think most of it stems from like some type of lack of love in your childhood?
I can't say what most of it is, because there are some people that are just gifted, man. I know people and they want me to help them with their craft. And sometimes I do. I've coached a few actors here and there, and there's nothing more satisfying than when they get a job. And not only a job, they get a job in a series. I helped this one actress line by line, working on it and doing this, like going through the beats, going through every moment. So it's accounted for.
Right.
You're not just like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Our job as actors is to make it look a lot easier than it really is.
Yeah.
And in reality, it can be easier. It's like once you know the scales, then you can jam.
Right.
As a comedian, once you have enough hours,
Yeah.
then you can do crowd work
Right.
like nobody's business. But you think you can do crowd work as a rookie? It's not as easy, right? I mean,
the new generation, bro, has the new generation of comics does not have the same work ethic that my generation did. As far as like you have to sit there and write and break down a joke and
really construct.
Yeah. I mean
the setup.
Yeah, man. But the new generation works on like sensationalizing an audience, like, hey, come here, right? And then let me see you hump the stool, right? And then the person will hump the stool, and then the crowd goes in a frenzy, right?
It's almost like low hanging fruit or
low
cheap
hanging
shots,
fruit, yeah. And it really makes it because of social media, a lot of these young comedians that are getting people to hump each other and they're whatever, right? They're actually selling tickets, bro. They're actually getting fame without knowing the craft of being a comedian, which I think as these guys get older and they're humping the stool or asking people to hump each other, I think they're gonna get a little hurt because they're not gonna have the substance of writing something.
The chops.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna hit that wall at one point,
Oh,
you know.
God.
And then,
This is. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
especially when they get to like their 30s and their 20s, everybody's wild and crazy. Once it hits their 30s, you kind of start to settle down. People start forming families.
And the same thing that was cute in your 20s is no longer cute when you're a man.
Exactly.
When you're an adult.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that it gets dangerous at that point because if you get fame too soon.
You got it pretty relatively young, bro.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Was that hard for you to handle?
Yes and no. But I just want to finish one point about comedians because then they get desperate. And you see some of the things they make people do, it gets like, wow, this is kind of like, it's a little cheap, It's like a cheap laugh,
Yeah.
It's the difference between what a Chappelle, he walks you through things. And when you're done, you're like, wow, interesting angle.
Yeah.
Or Jeselnik, who just does some crazy set you up and then flips it on you. You're like, wow. There are some comedians that are thinking people's comedians, and then there's some that are just there for the, like you said, sensationalists. They can, they're dropping F-bombs and stuff. There's some things that are easy and cheap, I think, and then there's other things. When you mention the word craft, you got to work on your craft, because if you want to be an actor, that's what. So to answer your question earlier, what would I say? Work on your craft so that you just don't have one trick pony. That one thing you do really well.
Right.
And then you can't get a cast for anything else because that's your lane. Find out how many lanes you can do. Really take classes if you can, unless you're a natural. Many, there are people that are just natural, no matter how hard you. Like I remember in Performing Arts High School, there were the kids who did, 10-page biography. They did everything really well. They memorized their lines. They were prepared. They took notes, right?
Right.
Me, I was the goofball that nobody thought would be prepared, but fear and adrenaline took over. And when it came time to perform, I barely knew my lines, but I meant them. You know what I mean? Because it was like survival. All of a sudden, I can't fail. I can't fail. But that filled me with the stakes that then I translated to my scene. So it's about survival, right? At the end of the day, we're all trying to survive and then do something. So anyway, if I could give anybody advice, it'd be work on your craft so that there's something besides the obvious that you can give.
Right. No, you got to have a passion for it too. I think like some actors, and just like in comedy, they want to be actors because they want to be rich and famous.
Yes.
It's not because they love the craft of the art of, acting. I've never had a passion for acting. I've had a passion for stand-up. Yeah. But I don't know, for me, because isn't there like a something that pulls you in two directions as an actor? And let me tell you this, because one, you're free. You're an actor is free. He's an artist, right? Because you're kind of a hippie, man. But at the same time, everybody's telling you what to say, what to wear, where to stand. Isn't that a
dichotomy?
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. I have immense respect for writers. Because you guys, and you're, as a comedian, you're a writer too. You write a lot of your own material,
Right.
obviously. You take a blank page and you create from your life, and then you structure it, you know? Like,
Right.
I have tried, and I'm so critical on myself that I don't even go there. So it's like, maybe if I had to be a writer, then I would have like learned the kind of tricks of the trade, the things that you, okay, well, find something, you model it after that, then you make it your own. You know, something to survive, something to like, what time we have the deadline, we got to deliver, right?
Right.
That's why TV is incredible, because you got to deliver. You can't take all day to work on a scene and maybe it work. No, you just go, move. You got to deliver. So as an actor, it's just, how should I say, you're an interpreter of other people's work.
So okay,
You understand what I'm saying? You're not the creator of it. What you create is your take.
Okay, so
On it.
see, so I see where you're finding the freedom. You're finding the freedom in expressing the writer's mind, and you're gonna show him, look, man, this is my freedom to express your writing.
Yeah.
So there's
Limitations,
yeah.
but then you take the material and in an ideal world, you elevate it.
Right.
There's nothing better than to have a writer walk up to you and go, you know, when I wrote that scene, I had you in mind, but you did something in that other take and you went somewhere else. And you know what? That was my favorite. I think we're gonna go with that one. You know, like, you take a chance. I mean, you don't know, but the great feeling is like when you have your scene, you know what you're gonna do, but if you know too much, it kind of dies. So you mess with it a little bit so it's not flat.
Right.
So that what we're doing right now, I describe to people, I go, when you act, you're not just saying your lines, you're also watching the other person to see, are they listening to you?
Mm-hmm.
Is this registering?
Okay.
Sorry, is my phone ringing? But, you know, so when they say listening, a great actor has to be a great listener. That's true too, because when I'm talking to you, I'm picking up.
Right.
You're nodding. It's a conversation, even if you don't say anything.
Right.
Acting isn't just words. Words are like the last part of the communication.
No wonder I'm a shitty actor. Thought I was the first. I always thought the word.
No.
I put so much emphasis into the
Because
words.
that's your currency. Comedy, your currency is words. Obviously, you're not going to be stand-up comedy as a mute.
Right.
You know, but when you're an actor, it's behavior. And words are like the last part of it, because I could sit here and have a whole scene with you just looking at each other without words, and you know, and you'll get a sense of what's going on. Oh, dude, something's going on with these. I may not know what it is, but something's up with those two.
Right.
Or it's be like, wow, you know, the different energy that you bring to a scene, and people don't realize how much thought goes into making something look effortless.
And listen, and obviously you do it well, man. And I know you get a little embarrassed because, you know, I give you your props. Earlier I asked you, you found fame early in your career, right? Yeah. And okay, did you go through an asshole stage where you were like famous and you had money and you were kind of like a dick to people? Did you go through that?
I think
there's a stage where.
Listen, I'm sure you're going to find some people that'll remind you that, yeah, you know, you let it get to your head. I always tried not to, because I'm always sensitive about that. I was very self-aware as a kid, and I don't want to hurt people's feelings. But there comes a point in time where you're too young to realize you ain't shit. That like you could be 10 other people.
Yeah.
That you're not famous because you're the only one. You're famous because they needed them in that role. Right. So if it ain't you, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be you. It's gonna be you. So it ain't that you're so special. Mm-hmm. You got lucky too that your job puts you in front of a lot of people. But if you were doing a theater play, you would have a fraction of the fame, because theater doesn't get projected out like television and movies.
Right.
So you can't let it get twisted. If it ain't you, brother, somebody else was gonna be in the top dog position.
Did you ever have to catch yourself and tell yourself, Like, come on,
Yes.
Esai, calm the fuck down.
Oh,
right?
all the time. Driving.
Like, get over yourself. You're just,
Yeah.
You're just a regular dude. But you're-
Yeah. And the thing is, it's a great quote, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And I
Right.
say check yourself before somebody else has to.
Right. Right.
Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than to be put in your place deservedly. And sometimes you go, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. You're right, you know, and then they're hard for people to take because your ego is all, you know,
Right,
come on, what do you mean? Come on. Oh, man, you gonna be a pussy about that? You know what I mean? Come on. And you know what? The older I get, the more I realize, you know what? It's okay to have messed up.
Right.
What's not okay is to ignore it and have the kind of ego that won't learn this lesson.
Right.
Then you're just a child in an old person's body if you get to that age, you know?
Right.
And there's no shortage of old people with childish mentalities.
No fool like an old fool. That's it. Do you keep any old friends, man, like from back in the day before the fame?
You know, you
to
just
keep
reminded
so
me
you can
last
stay
night,
grounded.
One is in town and they never got a chance to call. He said, we're going to be out. And I got to call him. Great guy. Singer, did Broadway before I went to my high school. Ended up singing for Tower of Power and some Brent Carter.
Okay.
And my brother Brent, if anybody's out there, I got to give you a call because life, by the way, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. So I'm not always.
So you knew him way before any of the.
Yeah, I went to performing arts high school. We were 13, 14 years old. We were both baby faces. But you know, we always knew we like this is it. This is our lives. We'd stay in the business, you know.
Right.
And he's achieved his own success. I've achieved mine, and it's all relative, man.
That's badass. Was Bad Boys? Was Bad Boys your first film, bro?
My first big film.
It was the first.
Yeah, I did an experimental thing called 40 Deuce.
40 Dudes,
Yeah,
and that was before Bad Boys.
Yeah, and it was a play that was made into a movie with Kevin Bacon and another actor that was really coming up at the time, and an older actor, Orson Bean. And this is crazy. There's a lot of people who know this. I played Mitchell, the Jewish queen. I played a drag queen kind of character.
You see, if you say that today, people are gonna go, "Oh, he had to dress like a chick to get into Hollywood."
Get into Hollywood.
Right?
You know, it's so
That's
funny.
like the thing now.
The Illuminati.
Yeah, it's
thing.
called the humiliation ritual.
No, this was just a play, and I got to tell you.
And it was in New York.
Oh, very much in
Okay.
New York. It was a play, and then we made it a movie. But here's the weird part. I had lost my voice because I was sick, right? So when I went in to read for it, it was really funny because I had this voice, and I felt like I sounded like the guy named Harvey Fierstein, who was very famous for the great plays he's done, you know. And I was like, and I was talking about these dogs, and I was just going into my character.
And the character was a
It was like
transvestite?
biting my tits and everything. Supposedly, he was a Jewish queen. I didn't have to dress up like a woman, but that's what he was. Right?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And the saddest part was, by the time we got to filming, my regular voice came back, and it wasn't the same. I felt like I sounded like Joan Rivers or something, you know, like, you know, and I was using all these people in my head because, you know, you see people, I'm a mimic, you know, that's one of the things, you know, as an actor, it's good to be a mimic. And then you want to inhabit as if, right?
Yeah.
You want to, people are like, oh, I could be a good actor because I can lie. I'm like, no. Acting is telling the truth under imaginary circumstances.
Wow, that's really good. Okay, whose quote is that? Is that
Somebody's. No, I heard that quote.
That's a great quote, man.
Yeah.
I love that. Say it again, man. What'd you just say?
The craft of acting is more about telling the truth under imaginary circumstances because other people know when you're going through something
Okay.
or when you're just fronting it.
Yeah.
You know, there's some performances that are shallow because they don't, you know, they're just, I'm acting now. Look at me, you know.
Right.
And there's other people that like they draw you in.
Yeah.
Because something's happening, something's going on behind the eyes.
Right.
You're saying a line, but there's something that is haunting you inside, and it's not just. It's like baseball. You're a baseball player, right?
No,
you could throw a ball like that, right?
Yeah.
Or you can put some stuff on it,
Right.
right? You throw a curve. You do a splitter. You do a knuckleball, right? You can throw the ball, but what you throw with it or how you throw it determines where it goes and what it does. And that's what we do as actors. We throw lines
Right.
in ways that make you identify and go, man, I feel that.
When you go, has there been a part, bro, that you really wanted that you didn't get, that you thought you were getting? Is there a movie out there that
I'm sure. I was
there's not one that
I was asked that, and then I had to remember I auditioned. They said, what have you auditioned for that we'd be surprised? I go, first of all, after I audition, I forget.
Okay.
Well, it's like, listen, I did my part. I did my best.
Or else you torture yourself.
No, it's out of my hands. Exactly, you're right. I don't sit by the phone waiting. Oh, am I going to get this? This could make me... No. I've done it so many times now, like worked.
Right.
Like you asked about Bad Boys, right?
Right, yeah.
I did Bad Boys and was out there signing autographs, wondering if I should ask these people for like the money to finish so I can get the subway home.
Wow.
Because I'd spent all the money.
Okay.
And you don't make that much money when you're just starting out. Right?
Yeah.
So here are these people going, where's your limousine? I'm like, oh yeah, it's parked around the corner.
You can jump on the A train.
Totally. Totally. And the thing is, people's expectations of the business is naive,
Right.
And the thing is that if you tell people in this business that you're having a hard time, it's like being a wounded fish in water, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they're really not going to offer you a good salary because, you hurt? Okay, well, offer them half.
Yeah.
And you got to,
And in showbiz, man, you gotta
rough, right?
you gotta have thick skin because
and a little bit of fake it till you make it.
Yeah, you gotta have that
I'm
poker
fine.
face.
No,
Yeah.
Listen, how are you doing? I'm great. I used to tell people the truth, and they're like, don't do that.
no.
No, because if I had problems, I'd be like, yeah, man. I mean, I walked in here today complaining about a bunch of things. You know that. But that's my way of getting stuff out. If I'm in public or if I'm with people I don't know, they don't need to know your problems.
No, man.
And they don't want to know.
Yeah, no, and I see that you do that, and that's good. It's like a protective shell. But I know you pretty well, man. We go beyond this showbiz stuff, right? I'm a comedian, you're an actor. I don't know, for whatever reason, man, we met 20-something years ago in San Antonio, and you and I we stayed friends. We were always, and one time,
You took me on the road with you.
we went on the road. That was fun, dude. You did 5 minutes, bro. You would do 5 minutes.
Comedy.
Did some stand-up, yeah.
Which city did you guys go to?
I took him to the
Diamond Bar, Salinas.
Salinas, California, like Monterey.
The theater over there? The Fox Theater? The Fox
Yeah.
Theater?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah. So we just put him in a flyer that, by the way, you did help me sell tickets because Esai Morales is going to be here, right?
Dude, comedy.
You did help me, man. I remember this was like about 10 years ago. But one thing.
I was proud, though. I got to tell you, I'm gonna remember that thought, but I got to tell you.
No, man, you did. You're like, okay, you asked me a couple questions, right?
I was afraid. Let's be honest with you. I had to drink tequila.
Oh, so did you get drunk that night?
Yeah, but I wasn't out of control. We delivered, right?
Yeah, we delivered.
He's
man.
an inspiration, though. This guy, I mean, come on. But for me, it was about facing my fear. And I was terrified, bro. Terrified.
They loved him right away. Everybody loves this dude,
Well,
Like it was
I played with that. I was like, all right, I know what you want to hear. Richie! You give the people what they want, and then you spin it on them. But I got to tell you, man, going on the road, I think I performed 2 or 3 times with you, was like, it's like a bucket list thing, It's not 30 minutes or an hour special. But I knew that if I had to at some point, if acting didn't work out, I could go somewhere.
You could be broke. If you're broke, be a comedian.
Hey, listen, but you know what? You get a certain currency from hearing people laugh.
You do, bro.
That it's just you can't.
It goes back to what you said earlier, that love that we didn't get as children. Because I asked myself when I'm, every weekend I was in Michigan this weekend. The week before that, I was in Idaho. The week before that, I was in Dallas. And I'm at the airport, bro. I'm sitting in airports. I'm like, why do I do this? I'm sitting there by myself in the airport waiting for my connecting flight. Like, why?
The glamorous life.
Yeah, the glamorous life.
Stand by security. Empty your pockets. Take off your shoes.
And then, but it's funny because I do love the art, but if I'm honest with myself, I do love when people feed me love. And I think it comes, and I know it comes from not having that love as a kid. And until the day I die, you know,
But you had it. You just didn't have it as much as you felt you deserved it.
No, my father left too when I was 6.
Was he tough? Or
No, he was just non-existent. And when he was there, he was drunk. So and then they were fighting. Wow. So it was kind of better that they separated, I guess. And then
did you ever reconcile though? Did you ever come?
I saw him one day when I was 16, and it was just it was emptiness, like meeting a stranger. So all that is like, I guess, you know, that's as artists. Fuel, but you told me, I was gonna ask you, but I just thought about something because you eventually had a stepdad, right? Yeah. At what age did you get a stepdad, bro?
I was 8 years old, I believe.
So he left when you were 4.
I was 2.
You were 2.
It was like that.
Oh,
my mother broke an ashtray on his head and threw fried eggs on his face, and he did some damage to hers, you know. It was bad.
And they were 2. And then...
But now, God rest her soul. Mm-hmm. I miss her every day.
Wow.
And he's alive, and he's given his life to Christ. And he has a very different, you know, he'll let you know I'm not that same person, you know. So I love him. I wish him the best, but you know, there's an irony that happens in life when you really need someone, and it just doesn't happen. And when you get older, it's just kind of not the same. You know what I mean?
Do you visit? Do you see him?
I try. I do my best to visit, and
do you call him Dad?
Yeah,
Father?
Pops.
You do?
Yeah, and you know what? He's magnanimous, but he has a temper. Even now with God, I mean, he's God's bodyguard. I call him. You better not say the wrong thing. No. Stop right there. And he is fire and brimstone, and he is the fire in my belly. I have to admit it. It's genetic, bro.
Well, you're a good athlete, bro. A lot of people don't know. You know, we shot hoops a little bit one time when you're in Beverly Hills, when you had that house. Oh my God. And then so
I have energy.
And then we played tennis.
I'm not a hoops player, but I
no,
also,
you are. You're a grinder, bro.
I'm a grinder.
You're like diving for the ball, bro. I'm like, relax, dude.
I don't have handles,
it's concrete out here, man. and then we played tennis, and I had not played tennis in like 4 or 5 years. And tennis is not like riding a bike.
Oh no.
If you do not constantly practice that forehand, that backhand,
technique,
it goes away. And then I remember telling you I could play because I could play a little bit because I was playing pretty consistent. But then I stopped, you know, for like 5 years. And you said, "Hey, let's play, man." So hell yeah, let's play. And then you asked me, I go, I'm a C player, you know. Then you said, "Yeah, I'm about a C player too." But I guess you play a lot, bro. So you were more like a B player, and I was totally. Man, the ball was going everywhere. I could see the frustration in his face. He's like, "Fuck! I came out here to waste my time." No. Like after a while, I couldn't return his forehand. You know, I couldn't return it, and then he just goes, "Look, man, let's just rally, man. I'm gonna hit you the ball. You hit it back." And I was so mad, bro. Okay, this is how competitive I was. I never told you this, but the next week I went to go get lessons again from my old coach, and I wanted my revenge, man. I wanted to kick your ass, bro, and just leave.
Bro, I'll tell you what I did recently.
What?
I faced my fear again, and I was like, I lost sleep over it. I went and agreed. And I'm like, why did I agree? To play for charity for the people in Asheville, North Carolina, on the Tennis Channel, on a televised thing, with Andre Agassi and Andy Roddick.
Oh, wow, bro.
Yeah, and Emma Navarro and Jessica Pagula. Amazing. These women hit so hard that all I could say after
She plays tennis? Emma Navarro?
Emma Navarro.
Oh, Emma. Okay.
Emma, yeah. All I could say was like, I want to hit like a girl.
Yeah.
If they're hitting the ball like that, dude, I should be like. I started late in life, but I'm obsessed with the game.
No.
I have my bag. I have have a net. I will play with you midnight whenever. I'm upset. I'm like a dog with a ball.
No, you pissed me off, bro. you pissed me off.
But I'm getting better. I'm getting better. My form slowly but surely is getting better. But I played in front of people, and I was terrified. It went okay. I when I look at it, I'm
We
like,
playing doubles?
and yeah, we did doubles. We did
A celebrity and a pro player.
yeah.
Okay, who was the other celebrity?
Bro, Andre Agassi and I was the first, and
that was your-
he's a legend.
Yeah.
And he's into pickleball now. I was like, no, you know? But God bless him, man. And you could see the game has taken a toll on his body. I'm like,
Right.
you know, but he hits that ball when they were just practicing. I'm like, oh my God. Even like that, he doesn't. He says I barely play anymore. He's gotten big into pickleball. Like he has his own TV show about it and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got like a company and everything, and somebody asked him at the press conference, so what about tennis and pickleball? How can you? And he goes, listen, pickleball has saved a lot of tennis clubs out there.
Yeah.
You know, because you can get a lot more people. They'll play, and he's a perfect ambassador for that sport. And then he and I played, right? And I'm like trying to be careful and like trying to keep my form, but without losing it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't think I did my best. When everything was over, I kept playing. And then I was like whacking the ball. You know, when it doesn't, when nobody's really going, but I will do it again. I will do it again. I'm obsessed with it. But I'm the only partner that Agassi played with that he won with.
Oh, really? Oh, boy.
And I went up to the net. I went up to the net on Andy Roddick, and I'm like, oh boy. I don't think this is such a good idea. And he's like, okay. Whack! And he hits a liner right to me. And if you don't hit that right, either it bounces way out,
right,
or it goes right past you, or, you know.
Right.
And I was like, it wasn't pretty, but I went like that, and it bounced right in, and I won the game with that.
Oh, really? With Andy hitting one right at you?
Roddick hit it right at me.
Wow,
like,
bro.
And
That's pretty good.
And then Jeff Probst, the guy from Survivor, like for years, and he's like me, you know. We're older players. We're trying to keep the ball in, and he was on an interview show, and they said, because he mentioned me, and he goes, can he play? He goes, let me tell you, he can play, but he goes, it's just really annoying. He gets everything back, and it's really annoying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, thanks for the love. I've never taken annoying as a compliment, but I'll take it.
No, I wanted my revenge, man, but I never got it. And then I stopped playing, and then 2 months ago, for like 3 months, I was taking lessons again.
But it's beautiful, you know why? Because you really focus, and we were talking earlier, Fabian and I, and he said, did you hear about that scientific study? I'm like, I know exactly what you mean. Racket sports, specifically tennis, use so much of your brain.
They live longer.
They live longer.
Yeah, tennis players live longer.
And I
of all
had
sorts.
in the park, who's like 90-something, 99 or 100. And he was great. He was like, keep the racket head up. Keep the racket head up, you know.
And then the thing about it, you know, I know there's a lot of people that aren't tennis fans, but this is the last thing I'm going to say. You know, depending on what country the forehand is how you're going to hold the racket, you know, how you're going to meet the ball. Yeah. Because different countries, they have their own theory of how to hit.
And Nadal with his whip above the head, you know. Yeah. Oh, man, Alcaraz now is just a beast. But my buddy Djokovic, I felt so bad. He got knocked out early in Indian Wells.
Do you ever go to those tournaments? Like
I went one time. I hit with Tommy Haas. And, you know, I look at people like, oh, do you want me to videotape you? I'm like, no, I've seen a few videos. It's so ugly.
Yeah.
My form is just not there. What I am is a hustle. I'm a grinder, right? I'll get it there. But now I'm focused on getting that form. Just getting that form, not doing it so inelegantly.
No, you know, it's funny you say that because on the podcast, I was gonna show my progress with my tennis. So I had these guys go and film me, and once I saw it, I said, fuck that. Don't play that. In my head, I look good, bro. You know what I mean? In my head, I look like I was like, just look at it. And then I saw it, I go, oh, my God, I look like an asshole.
Totally. I'm like, it's so ugly, dude.
You're like, wait, what's going on there?
When you don't do that, like since you're young, I wish I would have started when I was a kid.
That would have been your sport, bro. I think tennis would have been your sport.
I'm just a hustler. I run and I love baseball too. But you know, these guys that play today are huge. Also, tennis players. I couldn't believe how big Andy and Andre were.
I didn't know Andre was big. I thought he was little,
right?
Yeah.
He's No, he's tall.
Yeah?
I mean,
Oh,
he's
okay.
tall. I mean, like, it's not taller than me isn't a lie because I'm not exactly 6 feet. But I was surprised at how, and their shoulders, man. These guys, all they did was whack balls all the time. So I was impressed. And Andy Roddick with his family, the beautiful Brooklyn Decker that he married and their kids, man. And the guy looks like he's still playing. I mean, these tennis players. I mean, I seen, Federer at an event with Zoe Saldana many years ago. Guy looks like a movie star, professional athletes. There's something about they keep their looks, man. Even boxers, man. Remember?
Well, not all boxers, bro.
Yeah, but
I would say more the ones.
but Palomino?
No,
Come
no,
on, Carlos
Palomino,
Palomino,
yeah.
bro. He
Yeah.
stayed, he's handsome.
Yeah.
And Sugar Ray Leonard, bro.
Yeah,
Sugar
Sugar,
Ray was
yeah.
the first celebrity that ever recognized me.
Really? What was this after which movie?
Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
In the 80s, bro.
And
I was at Penny Feathers. You remember Penny Feathers on La Cienega? No.
So
I was at this place and he comes up and I'm like, oh my God, it's Sugar Ray Leonard. And I just want to say, I'm like, thank you.
that's cool, man.
It's so cool. And I ran into him again years later. And I said, yeah, man, you were the first celebrity that ever recognized me. And he still looks amazing.
Yeah, well, I've seen him. They'll show clips of him still jumping rope. And,
Yeah, he's still like doing his combos.
yeah, doing his combo, still looking good.
Still
Man.
Oh my
looking
God,
good.
bro.
Yeah.
De La Hoya, I sparred with De La Hoya.
Did you?
Years ago.
No way.
My
No
lawyer
way.
was his. Oh my God.
Where did you spar?
Garfield
Okay.
High. There was an exhibition match with myself, Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Grant Hill,
All
the
right.
newscaster with the black guy
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
mullet.
Yeah.
And the last person was George Foreman.
And so you.
And he had 2 rounds with each of us. And I wish I didn't go first, but I went first.
You went with Oscar.
Oh my
Did he?
God.
I know he went light on you. I know
Did he hit
didn't-
you hard or no?
Let me tell you. First of all, he tells my lawyer, like, tell Esai, don't be out here trying to like go, crazy, because
He's telling you that
No, he's telling my lawyer like to tell me,
tell
like,
you to calm down.
Have
Yeah.
fun, but
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, it's an exhibition.
It's an exhibition. He ain't trying to kill nobody, but if you don't know what you're doing, you might try to go out there and you
Yeah.
hurt yourself or hurt him.
Right.
And he's not out, like,
Yeah.
he gets paid to do this stuff.
Right.
We're having fun, right? Okay. But I trained with a guy named Tom Patty, who is amazing. He's a protege of Customato,
Okay.
and he was a sparring partner of Mike Tyson's. And it was at peekaboo style.
Right.
And he knew that I was, I'm not a pro, but I had some natural athletic
Right.
ability.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that he was training me to basically not knock myself out. Because if you don't know what you're doing, you could literally knock yourself out, either by walking into a stiff jab or by doing an uppercut. I've hit myself with a tennis racket, like a whoosh. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell did I just do? So I trained defensively, slipping punches and whatnot.
So you trained for this exhibition?
I trained for 2 weeks, bro.
All right.
2 weeks, dude.
Training
Come on.
against De La Hoya.
And guess where I trained? Wild card
We
boxing.
went with a Freddie Roach.
No, actually, no, that was later. It was with Freddie Roach, but before when Mickey Rourke had a gym called Outlaw Boxing. Remember Outlaw
Yeah.
in Santa Monica by Gold's Gym?
I remember he had
In the
a
90s.
gym, but I know he was
And Mickey became
he was a
like,
boxer. He
became a pro. He
Yeah.
fought real
Yeah,
fights,
yeah.
And I remember fighting with a journeyman,
Uh-huh.
a guy that, to this day, his name is Jerry Rosenberg.
And did they bust you up, bro?
Bro, Jerry's like, he's like a brother,
Okay. Yeah.
White Jewish cat, but like, yo, man, what's up? How you doing? Like, and he has his grill and everything. But he's a journeyman, a real boxer. And we were sparring a little bit, just He's like, man, step into it, don't be afraid,
Right.
So I was like, okay, okay. And then he got me on one, right? He countered me, bro. I had headgear.
Right.
And it went through the headgear. Okay. And he cracked me right here, bro, so hard that I heard in my head something go. And I was like, hang on a second. For the next 3 days, I could spit up rivulets of blood.
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah.
Wow, bro.
And I said to myself, stick to acting. Because what you have to do to be a professional boxer, bro, to do that for a living.
Dude, boxing, like the sparring and boxing is different from MMA. Like,
no.
How so?
Like they go hard.
Hard.
They go fucking hard. I remember because when Willie was doing MMA, I'll go train with him.
Yeah.
And I'd spar the MMA guys. And it's kind of light, like patty cake, right?
Yeah.
We're not trying to
You're
hurt
not
each other.
striking hard. Yeah.
And then this boxer came into the gym. And he fucking lit me up the first round. My nose was bleeding. I was like, motherfucker, dude. I got mad. I went to the fucking restroom, and one more round. I was like, all right, let me go one more. Just fucking, I went as hard as he did. And
Well, he broke my other son. He broke his orbital.
yeah.
Well,
So
that's
he's
what I
got-
came close to breaking my orbit. I
Yeah.
heard it.
Yeah.
I heard it, and I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
no, they don't fuck around.
And I got a hard head.
No, my kid's got titanium, man, in here. Right?
Yeah,
What is it?
it's
here.
it's the bone. It's a really little thin bone that your eyeball sits on top of, and that cracked. So they put a metal plate under it. Yeah.
Yeah, so they told my kid that and he was pretty good. He's a pretty good boxer, he said. But they told him, you
get hit.
If you get you there's a possibility you could lose that eye.
Oh, it was the same guy that fucking
Yeah, I
that
know,
busted
I know.
my nose.
Yeah.
Broke his fucking orbital bone.
Dude, who's that guy? We gotta find him.
But he wasn't he like a
Dude, he was like
heavyweight?
he was like 6'3", like 200, but lean though. And
Well,
like,
we gotta find him, but we gotta come. We gotta come equipped. Though.
Let me at him.
No, but anyway, so yeah, I didn't finish telling you the story with Oscar. So I'm getting wrapped up, right?
All right.
And I hear in the other room, like where other people are, I think somebody turned the TV on.
Okay.
And put a war movie on because I could have sworn I heard an automatic machine gun fire, like. And I took a look, like, who's put on the TV? And it's Oscar hitting the Mets. And I'm like,
Oh shit.
I swear to God, the snap on those things sounded like 22s. Like,
Oh shit.
like an AR-22,
Right.
like, man. 227s. I mean, it was like, and I'm like, okay,
So-
this is real.
All right.
I went out there, and Tom Petty was like, just slip, just bob and weave. You're not going to do nothing to him.
right.
Trust me. Right? So I went out there, and he comes out in a crouch like this. And I'm like, oh, boy. And, okay. Next thing you know, like, he's like this. And I feel like, wait, my gloves are here. My face is here, and I'm getting hit here. Bro. He went somehow around, dude.
Oh shit.
I was like, fuck, okay, papa, okay. I'm done. And at one point, he threw a 4-punch combo, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And I went 1, 2, 3, 4. I slipped 4 punches, and Tom Petty was like, yeah, like I knocked him out. Because he was just
That
like,
was a victory, man.
Dude, that was a victory. I slipped 4 De La Hoya punch.
Right.
And then somehow in the second round, we came out. And by the way, after the first round, you ever feel your gums beating?
No.
Yeah.
Well, he boxed a lot.
In boxing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, my gums were like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Bro,
remember that feeling.
in no other sport have I ever felt, and I play tennis, like I go long.
Yeah.
Never felt what I felt sparring 1 or 2 rounds with Oscar.
Yeah.
My gums were bang, bang. And I came up, and the one thing he was doing the U, like he was doing the U thing, and I don't know what got into me, but I said, well, let me time this, right? And I pivoted, and I did a little uppercut, and I caught him, bro.
Oh shit.
I caught Oscar De La Hoya.
And did it wake him up?
Dude, his head went up, and my feet naturally jumped back like 5 feet. Sorry. And he was cool about it, but he signed my glove, and it's faded out now, but you can still see it.
Right.
Esai Morales, great right uppercut. Oscar.
Really? That's cool, dude.
And I don't have a son, but I always say, if I have a son, he'll appreciate that. But you guys understand how special that is.
Oh, that's beautiful,
Because
bro.
Oscar was no joke, man.
No, he was a beast, man.
he
You know,
was.
He was a warrior, man.
Yeah, he's
Remember the
stunts.
Vargas fight?
The Vargas fight
I was
was-
there in Vegas.
You were there?
Dude, I went there. I couldn't believe
Wow,
it.
that was a good one. That's fun.
That was incredible. Vargas, Oxnard,
Yeah.
he wanted blood, bro.
Oh yeah, that was like the the street Chicano versus the school kid Chicano.
Yeah.
You know, that's how they built it up.
That's true.
You know, so you pick a side, right?
Oxnard versus East LA.
East LA, yeah. No, that was. I didn't. The first round, I thought Oscar was going to lose because he came out so strong and pushing him around. He's pushing Oscar around. Vargas was.
Yeah, man.
But then when it seems like the gas went out of his tank early.
But Oscar
third
was
round.
smart. I think Oscar knew that. Oscar knew how to boxers. Their ring IQ is
Right.
ridiculous, and their psychology. It's like with MMA, like McGregor. He was one of the smartest fighters until they figured
him out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But where was the fight, man? The
Vegas.
Vargas was in Vegas, bro. That must have been a fun time, man. Who'd you go with?
I went with I think it was my lawyer because he was big into boxing. I saw the James Toney versus
Roy Jones.
Yeah, in Vegas too. Oh my God! And
Yeah, that was a
when
good
Tony,
fight. That was a good
Roy
fight.
got him.
Yeah, Roy was like a beast.
James lights out Tony, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And he was a nice guy too, nice guy. But he was into junk food, and I was like,
Yeah, he was.
yeah, that was his thing.
Hey, going back to acting, I got one more question because we're running out of time right now. But I just really want to know what's your process when someone hands you a script and because I know my dad has this process for creating
I
jokes.
mean, it's funny because sometimes you don't want to reveal too much of your secrets.
All right, ask him off.
No. I'll be open because to a degree you want to keep a degree of mystery about your work because let them guess. You can't give away everything. But I'm also the kind of person that says blessings are. I've got blessings. I want to share them, and if there's anybody else out there struggling or trying to figure it out, it's okay if you don't have it all figured out. I don't know always what I'm going to do. Quick story about Ozark. I did 3 auditions. I self-taped 3 times for that. Twice on my own iPhone. Then I'm like, this is written too well. I need to really come at this strong. And I went and rented a studio just like this with lights and a professional person. Spent hours doing 2 scenes, bro, until I felt it was maybe good enough. And then I changed the lighting on the second scene just to look more ominous because it's when I kill the guys, but I ask him, how did you do it? And he reveals it. And when I finally got the role, Jason Bateman called me. I was on a golf course.
Okay.
And my agent's like, hey, you got the part, blah, blah. Really? Wow, okay, great. He'd like to welcome. Hey, man, welcome aboard. That was, thanks,
Right.
And then, because we had just closed the deal. And then I go, so I guess the video, I guess it worked. And he goes head. I said, so how was it? He goes, head and shoulders above the rest. I'm like,
wow.
Really? He goes, yeah, and you did something with the lighting. I'm like,
Cool.
dude, that guy, he's a beast. I mean, Jason Bateman has done so much with his life and his career. I mean, he's, he set the tone for that piece. He directed the first 2 and the last 2 episodes. And he was executive producer on it. That was an incredible vehicle. And I got to play Deathstroke after that and Mission Impossible as a result.
Yeah. Nice. So, bro, we don't want to put too much stuff out there, man. But
I didn't answer your question too. I'll tell you later.
How was Tom Cruise, bro? Is he a
Tom Cruise
a real dude?
is one of the.
Obviously, you can't say anything bad, right?
Obviously, no. But it's not that I don't have anything bad because he's too careful. He knows he's $1 billion dude.
Right.
He's not going to go out there and be stupid. He is all about. Come on, he's all about enthusiasm. There are people who have their issues with him. And
right.
I can't speak to that.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to hear that, bro, because you're always solid with me about the business and I have a question about acting, bro. When you play a bad guy, and I just want to see what your take on it is. When you get a role and the character is not a likable character, he's not a good guy, you don't read the character as he's a bad guy, right? You look for everything that's good in him. Is this right?
Yeah, but I don't even look at anything good. I look for his justification because there are no bad guys. Two sides of every war is, one side's the bad guy to the other.
Wait, Richard Ramirez, bro, the Night Stalker was not a good guy. If you had to play him,
but I'm sure he had his qualities that he felt fine doing what he sold his soul to the dark side and he went all in, bro.
so that's what you look for. You're looking for that.
Like what makes me want to kill somebody? What makes me want to go there? And then I take out the part that says, but that's not who you are.
Okay.
In certain roles, in Ozark, he was a businessman. It's plain and simple. And one of the things I was going to tell you is how I prepared for that. And you can't. It's not like you can go to cartel school. Hey Chapo, what's up, man? Yeah, about that thing. Yeah, that was him. I'm not like that. I'm not gonna lead them to your arrest. Whatever it was between those two folks that visited him.
Yeah.
You can't just go to these extremely powerful, ruthless people and go, okay, tell me your secrets. What's it really like? How do you boil someone alive? Like, how do you string? Why did you string that person?
Right.
I was very lucky. And I'll tell you this story. I've only told to people,
All right.
not on a podcast, but I was going to get my house hardwired because I heard Wi-Fi is really bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I still have it. I still haven't done it. But I thought at that time I had an assistant, and I said, hey, could you get, the phone company, come in, bring somebody, because I want to have a computer. I want to plug it in because I had a kid at the time. I didn't want my kid to be all like, Wi-Fi'd out. And
Right.
trying to be protected, right?
Right.
And yeah, she set it up, and then the guy comes, kind of big guy, gruff, And then I explained this, and I go, oh, no, we don't do that. I thought you just wanted to wire one place. I'm trying to get every room. And he basically let me know. And I called my assistant. I said, hey, I thought you said. And she started cutting. Yeah, you tell her. And like, okay, so sorry. As he's leaving, because that wasn't the deal, it was a mistake, I go, so where are you from? Because I asked that to people. Not in like, where are you from? I say, but more like, I'm fascinated by where people come from. I go, Chapin?
Right.
Because he looked Guatemalan.
Right.
And Guatemalans have a look like
Right.
Olmec. You know what I mean? There's a broader face, curlier hair. There's a thing, And he goes, no. I go, oh, where? He goes, Mexico. Like, dummy.
Right.
Like, where else?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, really? Cool. Nice. Okay. And as he's walking out the door, I go, so where in Mexico? Or Mexico? Where? ¿Dónde Mexico? He goes, Sinaloa. And I'm like, what? No, wait, whoa. Come in, hang on a second. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a little time? I'm an actor, and I've just gotten this role, right? So I got the role,
Okay.
but then I'm like, how do I prepare for this guy so I can anchor him in reality and truth?
Right.
And I said, listen, obviously you're not going to do this gig right now, but could you spend a few minutes and tell me about your life and like what, see
Right.
there? Bro, I'll tell you this much. His second last name was Caro.
Oh, yeah, from Tijuana, right? Isn't it?
Caro Quintero.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
those names, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
By the way, this stuff is like you could YouTube it now, so nobody put a hit on us.
no, but listen. I wanted to know what was it like growing up, and he schooled me, bro, and he schooled me in such a way, and so matter of factly. He was not part of them. He and his father was businessmen, but they left because of work conditions, whatever, and he was working for the phone company.
Right.
But he was a straight up business guy back in Mexico, and they weren't part of that business, but it was all around them.
But his
certain
craft is something that they like, that they need with the phones.
I guess so, but again, he was not of it.
Right.
But I said, but when you used to grow corn and beans, and then a certain agency turns you on into other crops to feed the Vietnam War and the soldiers there. And I was like, okay. And then he was telling me about the railway and where it went and how they used the railway. They used to bring fruit and like he was schooling me. And then I said, but what's it like growing up there? He told me a statement that I'll never forget. He goes, we had a saying, por aquí no se anda chueco. Around here, you don't walk crooked.
You stay straight.
Bro, they can't afford to have pendejos and losers and whatever, because if you bring down the organization, bro, you're done. Your family's done. Your dog is done. The parrot is done. Because I said to them, so what gets you killed over there? Like what, how you get in trouble? Like what, stealing $5, 500, 5,000? He goes, if you steal $5, 500, 5,000, you're a thief. Doesn't matter how much. If you're a thief,
right?
No, you have low character. And I thought to myself, wow, they keep their gene pool because they get rid of everybody. And I said, but why? He goes, nobody survived to come and get revenge. Right. And then he told me about certain other things, like if you go certain places, you think it's a checkpoint, but if your face comes up on that thing and you're driving down to certain parts that we all gone to on vacation or whatever, that's the end of the road for you, buddy.
Right. No, there's a lot going on in Mexico.
Bro, he told me so much stuff, and he told it to me so matter of fact that it gave me the stillness, and I realized my character, if I bring you in, or you bring me in, like in Donnie Brasco,
right?
If you bring somebody in and they step off wrong, they don't come correct, you have to take him out.
Right. Yeah.
And not only do you have to take him out, if you don't,
take you out.
Before they take you out, they take your family out.
Yeah, they take you out.
And that's the thing, bro. At that point, I understood my character's motivation. You understand that? This is business. I told you the rules. You broke them. My family's not going to die because you're stupid.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like your stupidity.
Yeah.
He knew. He saw the guy whose eye, like the last guy that was stealing from them, right? We showed him. And you still allowed this to happen. It's not even, there's no feelings involved. It's just business.
Right.
And the last thing I'll tell you, and I never got a chance to use this, right? I showed him something somebody left in my home, right? A piece of hardware. And I said, hey, what do you think of this? It's got engraving. It's a beautiful piece. Is that something the guys would use? He took a look at it. I go, no, here.
Right.
You could hold it. I mean, it's not loaded, whatever.
Right.
Bro, he pulls out the gangster move.
What does he do?
He looks at it. He reaches in his back pocket. He pulls out a handkerchief and he picks it up.
Oh, wow.
My God. Oh, my
Bro, that was
right? And then I'm like, yeah.
I would have been holding it. Hey, woo.
No,
Wow.
dude, this guy was the real deal. Man. He understood, man. And I didn't think about that. I'm like, what a silly thing for me to do.
Right.
He doesn't know if there's any bodies on that.
Yeah, no, that's so, yeah. But that
lets you know how the level of cautiousness.
Yeah, he was aware.
And bro, that anchored the character for me.
Okay. Oh, bro. Well, listen, brother, I always love watching you work. I mean, whenever I see you in anything, man, it's convincing. It's like an actor when you see he's acting, then he's not acting. So it's like when I tell comedians, if you see a comedian struggling to make you laugh, he's not a comedian because he shouldn't be struggling because you do your homework. So I feel that way about you as an actor, man. Man, bro, I know you're a busy dude, and I know how you are about your private time and your downtime and the quality of life, because you and I have discussed this, and you're much like me, bro. I enjoy entertaining, but I love hanging out with my son, with friends, and that life. You know what I mean? A lot of people, I think, take it for granted that there's a lot of peacefulness in the downtime. You can use it the right way. So, thank you for doing this for me. I know that you had there's people bugging you to be on their podcast. And I know.
I had reservations. I came reluctantly. I know because if you say yes to one, I have so many other friends,
No,
and
I
they
know.
have podcasts, and and I can't do them all. And then there's a big one that I've avoided.
I know. Can I say his name? No.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah,
can say it.
Hey, so I feel like I feel special, bro, because he's not declined, but he hasn't. His schedule hasn't been on the same.
I would love to talk to Bill Maher,
with Bill Maher and
but
HBO.
I also know that I'll probably get myself canceled.
Well, because like you're very opinionated, bro, and politics,
but I
religion.
think, I feel like, I don't think so anymore. I feel like now even Bill Maher's starting to go.
Yeah, he
in the
understands.
censor.
Yeah,
He's not.
Let me put it this way. To close it off, the first thing we talked about was actors having the right to speak or not.
Okay.
And I know both sides of that. Because yes, I'm a person and I've had opinions, but also my opinions have evolved. Or if you ask some people, it's devolved. If you don't agree with them anymore,
Right.
they think, you've gone crazy. The problem is that we are used to reading lines. I was given stuff. I thought I was doing the right thing. And later on, I found out, that's propaganda. I was helping to spread a certain propaganda.
Okay.
And that the science wasn't what I thought it was. So I pulled back on just being everybody's cause whore. You know what I mean? Like, but I did it because I felt I want to save the world. I want to do the right thing. And unfortunately, if you don't do enough homework, you will be used by agendas that mean well, but beneath them, it's just confusion. You have a group of brainwashed people fighting another group of brainwashed people. And I just think one group is more brainwashed than the other. We're all guilty. None of us know all of it.
Right.
But the more you dig in, the more familiar you get, and then you're like, okay. And unfortunately, it's a lonely thing to be fully aware of what is.
Yeah.
really going on.
It's like people that are on the left, they cannot say that their site doesn't make mistakes. People on the right cannot say that their site doesn't make mistakes. So that's how I see it, man. I
And I
see
have
that.
one side that is terrified of telling expressing themselves.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My conservative friends, they're like, I can't. I get canceled. A lot of them. And I think that's unfair because I've been a lifelong liberal, bleeding heart my whole life until I realized what happens if you don't stop the bleeding. There's a point where compassion becomes either a good thing or it can be used against you. Your own desire to do good in the wrong hands with the wrong information can be used to infiltrate the country. Let's just say I love immigrants, but there comes a point where you gotta say, Joe,
I know, bro. I say it on stage. I go, there were too many coming in that even our immigrants were going, hey, you're taking jobs from real immigrants.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
And there's racism and this and that, man. Stop. Everybody, let's just calm down and realize that we need to, look around. I don't not worship any politician. None of them.
No.
We have to keep them honest and we have to keep ourselves educated.
Yeah.
And also keep your mind open. Maybe, I'm sure a percentage of what I think is true now, I'll find out later, maybe isn't the same way. So walk humbly instead of thinking, oh, that guy's an idiot or they're wrong. You don't know.
Right.
If you keep your mind open, just, okay, that's your opinion. Okay, I'll consider it. You don't have to believe anything I tell you, but I beg of you to consider it.
Right. Right. And I think that's what's missing right now on, the two of the extreme sides, extreme left and extreme right, are missing that of like, let me hear what you have to say, instead of just not coming and trying to find like a
Common ground.
Common ground,
Because there are fine people on both sides, I believe.
No, bro. Listen, man. Thank you for being part of Willie Barcena's Dropping, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
And Fabian, what I want to say, we're gonna be this Friday. We have two shows
in North Hollywood
at the Ha Ha, and I have a bunch of new material, people. I'm telling you, you're gonna like it because I tell you how new it is. I haven't remembered it, so you're gonna see me. You're gonna see me reading index cards.
Hey, man,
all right, so it's hot off the press, and I want to thank the people, everybody who came out in Niles, Michigan. Man, I didn't know I had that many fans out there, and I was telling you, and Niles, Michigan, bro, they're very diverse. They have white people, whiter and whitest. But all love, bro. They're good people. Thank you for showing us love, me and DJ. You got to plug anything out, Fabian?
Yeah, no, Esai, you want to go ahead and plug anything you want to put out there? Let
just
people know
wanna-
where to find you.
I want to tell people out there, thank you for showing up to the shows, and don't forget to support the people out there, the real artists that do what Willie does. It's not easy, but it's necessary. It's necessary to laugh. Laugh is some of the best medicine you can do. So I just implore you, if you haven't gone to a show, make it your business. You know, take your date, enjoy the genius of Willie Barcena and other great comedians.
Yeah.
And then what I'm doing, I did a movie called War Machine for Netflix where I play a military guy, hardcore. We were the senior officers, just a supporting role.
Is that out right now?
No. It's they're editing it, and the director called me 2 days ago. He goes, "It's a banging movie." He's Australian,
okay.
right? And Dennis Quaid plays the sergeant major. I play the first sergeant, and I'm like one of those, Army Rangers, like hardcore. And then Alan Richson, the guy from Jack Reacher. He's a mountain of a guy. He's the main character, and it's a powerful film. It's a sci-fi adventure. It's like Predator meets this one and that one, and it's going to be insane. And then, of course, there's this little movie called Mission Impossible that's coming out soon.
When does that come out, bro?
In May 21st or 23rd, somewhere. Who knows if the dates get moved?
Right.
But I mean, I'm going to go back and do some little
Retakes.
Pickups. We fill in. I mean, Tom and McHugh, the director, they're incredibly diligent filmmakers. They're perfectionists.
Right.
And they'll go back to that drawing board. That's why the product, you could just feel it's so,
It's A class.
it's made well. Now, not everybody will agree on anything. Right? There are people, who that's their cup of tea, and others who not. But if you're into, thrilling action movies with class, with authentic locations, with an authentic movie star doing his own stunts.
That's Mission Impossible.
Yeah, that's Mission. And what we there's a sequence at the end that I have to say thank you to McHugh and Tom. They gave me an incredible watch, a hard to find watch, a Panda, like a Rolex Panda. As a gift.
They gave you a gift?
Because I risked my life a lot.
You did some of your own stunts, bro?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, shit. Damn, brother.
I did, but Tom does the lion's share. I mean, his stunts like underwater and this and that. It's epic.
Right.
And this one, Tom wrote a note. He goes, "Thank you for, with this thing, with this sequence for the ages."
Wow. That's pretty badass, bro.
And I remember seeing something he just shot, and he's like in the room, and I'm like, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
But it's like, wow.
All right. Wow. I'm excited, man. I'm definitely, I one of my passions is going to the movies, bro. I love going to the movies, buying some popcorn and a hot dog, and just kicking back, and that next hour and a half, just I'm like,
transported.
Yeah. So
when you do movies, do you go and watch the movie and get people's reactions?
Sometimes, yeah.
Put on a hat and a mustache.
Oh my god, it's freaky. It's like it's a trip to see them laugh at things. I mean, I remember La Bamba, the jokes. I wasn't sure if they were going to come up.
Oh yeah, dude.
The Bob's craziness,
Dude.
Bonnie Maroney, these shit kickers, or whatever. That's our dad's name, man. You can't just cut it in half, that shit. I mean, 60 takes. I didn't hear a difference in one. I loved it that people got it. When people get what you're trying to do.
I love when you were drunk in the house party, and then they some of the sequences were in black and white.
Oh yeah,
and they mixed it. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I was like, man, that was so good, man.
We improvised that whole thing.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
that was really well done, bro. I mean. Listen, I know we don't want to go back there, but everyone that I know was, man, he should have got an Academy Award for that.
And I had to say, and I wanted to say it earlier, but I didn't get a chance. Real quick, you can keep it or not. Luis Valdez, man.
Yeah.
Luis Valdez, Taylor Hackford. Luis created something authentic because he grew up in there.
Okay.
And his brother Danny and him it's because of those two that movie happened. Daniel Valdez.
Right.
and who played Uncle, Lou, Rosana de Soto,
Yeah.
Daniel Von Zernick, and Joey Pantoliano. What a cast.
Yeah. Yeah,
What an
man.
amazing,
That's another guy I believe is an amazing actor, man. I see him, cause to see him play that character, and then you see him in The Sopranos,
no, he's...
I was like, this guy can act.
Oh, he's a great actor. But there's one person I didn't mention because I don't want to get too emotional, but I will mention her now. I saved the last. But she's no longer with us, and that's Elizabeth Pena,
Yeah.
who passed away.
She played your mom.
No,
No?
Rosana
No.
de Soto played my mom,
Oh,
and she's great, and she's around, and I love talking to her. Elizabeth played Lou's girlfriend that I kind of stole, and then came
Rosie?
back.
Was she Rosie?
Rosie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
where
yeah.
I say not my first or my last. And
Yeah,
she
yeah,
throws
yeah,
stuff at me. I knew her since high school, and it hurt a lot when she passed away. I remember crying myself to sleep.
So you knew her from high school? Like from New York?
I had a crush on her. She was a year or two older. And I was
Wow,
like,
bro.
I'm still a little kid, and she was a old woman. And I was like, wow, she was popular in her school. And then, she just never looked back. She worked.
Yeah.
She Lone Star. She did like all kinds of stuff. And a wonderful Jacob's Ladder. I mean, she was in a lot of things. And I just, I can't say enough about Elizabeth Pena, her talent, her authenticity.
Yeah. Those fights look real, bro. To me, there were two, like, anybody who's been in a toxic relationship can relate. But again, brother, thank you, man.
This is the longest goodbye, by the way. Podcast history.
This is the anti-Irish goodbye.
But I had to
This is
say
the
my
Mexican
props.
goodbye.
I had to say my props to Luis and company, Lou and Elizabeth and Rosanna. It was amazing.
No, bro, the movie will always be like one of the all-time, like when they put 50 best movies in the history of movie making. It's definitely.
Well, we did make it into the Library of Congress or something.
Really?
Yeah, something.
Wow, bro.
So that
No,
was
man, it's epic, man. And again, brother, thank you. I know how you enjoy your peacefulness, and thank you for hanging out. Robert, anything you want to say, bro?
I'm gonna be there this Friday with Willie,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm
bro.
gonna be in Reno.
Are you gonna be in Reno with me?
Yep, and
Oh, hell yeah!
go to my Instagram, Robert Zapata.
All right.
Viva
Hey, guys.
Zapata.
Yeah.
Fabian.
All right, guys. I'll be there too.
I love everybody.